For me growing up, I don't know whether to call it a tool, a resource, an alien. You know, it was a physical presence that was a part of your clique, your crew. That was the radio.
I would say that Tribe Called Quest was definitely the fathers of a whole new brand of hip-hop.
They completely mastered the form and culture of what hip-hop is supposed to be.
Up to then, rap was maybe more about like boasting, and they came out and it was like party records, but doing it with a consciousness.
Everything about that was magic.
Microphone check, 1, 2, what is this? The 5 for the devil with the love that business.
Nothing was touching Tribe, nothing.
What made you sign on to do Beats Rhymes Life?
Well, I was the last member that he approached about it. The other 3 members had already said yes. So I said yes, and it was that simple.
That's easy, yeah. You led us into a lot of your interpersonal journey, your sickness, your transplant, all of that. How comfortable were you with that?
I was very comfortable because I felt like if I could help one person or a million people, then I did my job, pretty much. And you know, if this documentary was the conduit in order to do so, then I was all for it.
We get to see your surgery, and then it cuts to you guys back on stage, and we never really find out how it went. How did your surgery go?
It went well. What happened though, I had what you call sleepy kidney, and meaning the kidney didn't take effect right away. So I had the transplant done, I had the operation done in September, and it finally kicked in. My kidney, I had to do a couple more weeks of dialysis just to get the motor running on it. New Year's Eve 2009, they told me, yeah, all systems go.
Glad to see you healthy. That's a beautiful thing. There's been sort of a dearth in, I should say, an absence of what a ton of us call like amazing hip hop for quite a few years. What do you think about your absence in the game and kind of where the game is right now?
Well, I believe that life is a cycle and it's going to come back to what it was. At least I pray it will. You know what I mean? But I think the problem is just laziness. You know what I mean? Nobody's really honoring their craft the way they should. I'm not going to say nobody. There's Jay Electronica doing his thing. There's Mos Def still doing his thing. Talib doing his thing. I'm sure Nas is doing his thing. Mobb Deep's going to do their thing. But there's a lot of rappers right now that are just content with coming out with a hot hook, but lyrically they're really, You know what I'm saying? And you know what? There's music out here for everybody, so you choose your lane and what you want to do. But it just seems like there's abundance of, you know what I'm saying? Like right on top of each other. And I blame that on a lot of radio stations and record labels because the radio stations pretty much predict what's hot.
For me growing up, I don't know whether to call it a tool, a resource, an alien. You know, it was a physical presence that was a part of your clique, your crew. That was the radio.
And then the labels are the ones that push it to be as such. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that people can dissect themselves from each other and have their own lane. Like, take the Juice Crew, for instance. You had Big Daddy Kane, he was the ladies' man, but metaphorically, nobody really wanted to battle him. Then you had Bismarck, who was the clown of the crew. You had Shantae, who held down the ladies from a battle aspect in the crew. You had Craig G, who was the freestyle master of the crew. You had Master Ace, who was the bookworm of the crew, and his vocab was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody held down their own lane. Cool G Rap was the criminal of the Juice Crew. He was our Ice Cube back on the East Coast.
In making the Low End Theory, there's definitely, you know, what I think is evident to everyone, and that's the emergence of Phife Diggy Dog.
I think of being on an F train in Queens, on the way to Manhattan to the studio, 25th Street, writing my rhyme on the train. By the time I got to Battery Studios, I walked in there, I was a little late. So I'm like, yo, what up, fellas? Yo, I'm ready to get busy, what's good? Yo, the mic's waiting for you. So I went in there and spit my verse. And then I just remember walking back into the control room and everybody being like, yo, son, oh, you've arrived.
Yo, microphone 1, 2, what is this? The 5 for the 7 with the roughneck business.
When he came through on Bugging Out, the first time we heard it,
Yo, microphone check, 1, 2, what is this? What?
Yo, microphone check, 1, 2, what is this?
the way that I describe that, yo, is the same way that NWA busted through the Martin Luther King I Had a Dream piece of paper on the Express Yourself video. Like, they busted through that piece of paper like what?
It's like how you put the perfect screw in the hole. That's what Phife was to Tribe Called Quest.
That's when hip hop was at its best. Nowadays, it's just, okay, I want to sell 30 million like Homeboy sold 30 million, and I'm going to use his style in order to do it. Back when we were coming up, you'd get punched in your face for that.
I love that.
They don't do that no more.
Yeah.
It's cool now to bite.
The only change I sought was just to see those guys' relationship deteriorate.
Chemistry was dead.
You and Q-Tip had a lot of conflict in this film. Can you talk about that and then also about where you guys are, where your relationship stands as it is right now?
Well, the conflict comes from lack of communication. Not only that, if you look at the title of the movie, Beats, Rhymes, and Life, The Travels of a Tribe Called Quest, you can't have beats, rhymes without life. And throughout the travels of not only just Tribe, but in general, you're gonna have some bumps in the road. He and I, we had our bumps in the road. Right now, our relationship is smooth sailing. You know what I'm saying? So it happens, you know, brothers fight, brothers argue, and he's literally my brother. Like, we've known each other since we were like 2 years old.
Right.
I've never had a problem.
Phife had a problem with me.
If I'm asking you something wrong, say it.
Dude, I'm in a group with you. You're not my daddy.
I'm gone.
That was it.
I guess because we've known each other longer than everybody else, we tend to bump heads more so than he and Ali, or me and Ali, or me and Jerobi, or Jerobi and me, even though me and Jerobi are best friends. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, go figure. We cool though, we good.
Good things do come to an end.
I did everything I could do. 20 years, man.
Is a Tribe Called Quest gonna make more music?
You got the answer to that question? It's gonna be one interesting documentary.
The credits told us that you guys still are obligated for one last album on your original contract with Jive. Any possibility we'll get that album?
That was a horrible contract, huh? Nah, I don't know, man. That's like the $1 trillion question. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna say yes, it will. I'm not gonna say no, it's not. I'm not gonna say no, it's not. I'll just leave it up in the air like it really, really is.
Okay.
I just hope that it happens, though. I really do.
As the tribe flies high like a dove. I think the reason why Tribe Called Quest is still relevant is because it was truth.